I think we can start so that if anybody can join later, then we will be good. So it doesn't mean the number of people are now,
Okay,
since it is 8 o'clock already. It's past 8 itself.
okay, sir.
So is your system ready? Is your system boot and is your Kali
Yes,
powered?
sir.
Good. So
Now I'm putting it.
okay, you are booting it already. Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right. I'm sharing my screen now. If you can see my screen, let me know. It's coming up
Yes,
already.
I can see it, sir.
All right, all right. So
Yes, sir.
let me power my card. It's powered already. So let me zoom it. So yesterday we tried to install that sublister. Were you able to install your own
Yes, sir.
before now? Have you installed it?
Uh, no, sir. No, sir. I'm
It,
having network issue.
network issues.
Yes,
Okay. What about
yes.
now? Can we try it together?
Okay, sir.
Okay, good.
I'm trying to
So,
connect.
all right, sir. Um, the we have another person in our midst. Our mommy,
Okay.
Mrs. Oluwatoyin Adebayo. Wedama,
Yes.
are you with us?
Mm. I'm with you, sir.
Mrs. Oluwatoyin Adebayo. Yes. All right.
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
Okay. Good. Have you installed your sublister?
No, sir. I also have network problem.
Okay. Tonight I'm going to give us another very short cut so that we can also be on the same page. Instead of the git clone this code we have, instead of it, if this works, let me still try it. 149 also again. Okay, if it's not working, let me cut it. So Ctrl C to cut, in case if you are running any command on the terminal and you come across any, or you are facing any challenge, just press Ctrl C. It will stop the task. So what we are going to do now is, let's use this short command. Just a sudo. You can try it here. See what we have on the screen. Sudo. Let me zoom it very well so that you can see it. So you type this sudo apt install sublister. So the spelling is very, very important. Instead of the E, you put 3. Instead of the E, you put 3. So I will press enter and it will ask for my password. So it depends on whatever you have used as your own password. Just type it. So I press enter. Although I've installed mine, yes, that is why you are seeing it. It says is 0 upgraded, is 0 newly installed, is 0 to remove, and 1156 not upgraded. So that means I have a lot of things to upgrade on my Kali. I'm not ready to do that for now. So in case, I can run this command to do my own. This is just on my own machine. You might not be having this kind of messages on your own at your end over there. So this is what you just do. Just type this command and press enter, and let me know if you are able to successfully install it. Let me know if you are able to successfully install this. I'll be waiting for you.
Actually, I'm having power issue here. So I'll try my own later.
Okay, no problem. Mr. Babajide, are you trying it also? Or I should just continue then? I can just proceed with the normal thing.
Okay. You can proceed, sir. I've
Okay.
written the code down. I will continue trying it
All right.
because the lecture is
It's very
fluctuating.
okay. Okay. Understood.
Yes.
Understood. All right. So
Yes, sir.
now, do not forget the aims of this. Let me clear my screen. Like we have said in the previous classes, these four tools I gave you or I listed on the slide, they are for information gathering, to gather information. And do not forget the steps if you are to do penetration testing. The very common 4 steps out of the 7 steps we discussed together earlier. The first one is to gather information. Gather information. So all these 4 tools, the Nmap itself is to gather information. Either you are scanning the types of OS running on a particular application. And do not forget what applications are. Applications might be the web applications or the network applications or the mobile application. Any application that you can access either through your laptop or through your phone, they are known as applications. Or even as you are sending files from one phone to another is still under one particular application, and that is you are using a particular network. Even if you are using Bluetooth, is categorized under network application, which means you can also pen test such application. So far we have applications, we have ways to hack them or to exploit them, or even in general to test them. And don't forget, our own mission in this training is to train ourselves on how to become more secure and also how to secure organization specifically. Not only organization, secure yourself. That's why we put it under cybersecurity and ethical hacking. If you learn how to secure yourself, then you can go extra mile to secure others, either physically or through their applications. So now, after you have known that and have that at the back or in your mind, that if you are to become a professional cybersecurity analyst or a penetration tester, there are things you must know, there are things you must do. And the first thing is to gather information. If you are to gather information, there are tools that you need to gather some information or all the necessary information you want. Once you know that, the next thing is to decide which of these tools will be needed in your own particular reconnaissance, that's information gathering. Because all of these tools have different functionalities, different benefits. Like the one we did yesterday, we did dig. We can see what dig gives us. We make use of who is. You can see what who is gives us. Now today we are going to see another tool. Even when we started with Nmap, we see what Nmap gave us. Today we are going to look at how to use sublisters, and we are going to see what is going to give us, and then we can now decide which of these tools will be needed if I'm going to do a particular task or a particular pen test. So it just depends on the kind of pen test or the kind of project you have at your hand. So do not forget, you need information gathering, and to gather information you need some tools, and we have plenty of these tools out there. But just make sure that you know what you are doing before you lay your hands on any tools. So do not waste much time. I've installed Sublister. Now for you to know, or for us to confirm whether we have successfully installed Sublister, just type it: Sublister, lister then it changes to green. This is how you know whether you have installed it. As you are typing, it will continue to be red, somehow like something like that. But if after you have typed it finished, it changes to green, that means you have successfully installed it. You can now say -H. Don't forget, -H means what? You want to see how you can use Sublister before you can now start adding some salt, some curry, some maggi there. You just need to first of all see how you can make use of it. So I will type Sublister -Help. That H, either you type it H or you type it in full, no problem. So I'll type Sublister and press enter, and let me see some beautiful things I can have. So I have this, very good. I have this, very, very good. So let's assume that I have used that git clone with the address I copied on particular web browser. This is the way I will have used it. I will call Python, because Python is the module, is a program language they use to write the Sublister. That means Sublister is written with Python language. And do not forget, the reason why I've included Python into this particular training is because 90% of all of these scripts are written in Python. They are written in Python, except we are deceiving ourselves. So Python is one of the most powerful programming language as of today. You can browse it and see more about Python on its own. So this is a very useful example on how we can use Sublister, but nevertheless, let's still go up. If you have mouse, you can use mouse. So this is a very usage code for us. Now, what does this mean? It means you have to call Sublister. Writing this first means Sublister, I want to do this. Don't forget what this one does. That is exactly what we just did here. It will give us some hints about how to use Sublister. And this -D means domain. That means if you want a particular domain, that's your target. What are the targets? The name of the web browser, or the IP address of a particular phone, or the IP address of a particular applications. Then you type it immediately after -D. You just type the domain. So the domain name can be in form of IP address or a real name. For example, 192.168.11.20 is a particular IP address of a particular application, which I don't know. I just formulated it. And example of domain name is just say google.com. Here, you know how to find even the IP address of a particular domain name by now. I believe we have done those things yesterday. So that is that. We have another thing. If you have -B, brute force, it means you should brute force it. You know what we mean by force. Anytime you see force, it means you should do that thing with force. Now, we have -P. P represents ports. We have 65,635 ports, if I'm not mistaken, in total. 65,635 ports, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm sure that it's 65,000 plus in the total number of ports we have. So the port could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 24, 80, 443, 512, 400. We have a lot of them out there, and they serve different purposes. They mean a lot. Now, this -V means verbose, and this verbosity means you want to see, either you want to see how the code is running underground, or you don't just want to bypass it. Now, that is that. Let's try to see one good example of how to use Sublister. So I will use this. Let me clear my screen. Let me see. Are you guys still with me? I have 4, 5 now. Good. Are you guys still with me? Can you still hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So now let's assume at my own end here I have some domain name which I'm familiar with. You can use any domain name at your end. Let's see what beautiful thing sublister can give us. So what I will do is sublister. So what do I want? I want a particular domain name, and I want, let's say I want Google first. I'll use my school, the next one, google.com. So I'll press enter. Let me see what it will give me about Google. You can see VirusTotal probably now is blocking our request. There's a particular firewall being set at Google end that is protecting, is blocking our request. But let's still see how powerful this sublister is, whether it can still manage to bring us some information of what we need. Let's still wait. Wow, that's cool. It was able to, upon the blocking of a thing, sublister was still able to give us all of this, and I'll try to explain all of this. Not everything, but you can just take time at your end and try to digest and do more research. Now let's start from the beginning. After I call this command sublister, don't forget what -d will do. It means domain. So either I type the IP address or I type the domain name. So I have used Google. Let's assume I want to know the website Google still use aside google.com, or some, you call them subdomains. That is, instead of typing google.com, can I still use some other domain name to still access Google, or still go through them and enter Google? It's like you having a particular building, maybe 3-bedroom or 2-bedroom, or yes, 2-bedroom minimum, 3-bedroom duplex. It's either you go in through your main entrance and go out through your main entrance, but there's always other ways around, which everyone knows that either maybe when we come in through the main entrance, there is always another exit, and it's always at the kitchen side. That's here in this country, which the format we normally use. So it's not compulsory that the route or the normal entrance should still be your exit. There should be an alternative. That is the reason why we still have another alternative exit at the kitchen side. Always, even as at the aside that, we still have another exit. All of these exits has purposes or meaning. If you didn't want to go out through the entrance and you don't want to go out through the kitchen door, we still have the manhole. Yes, we call it manhole. It's always at the ceiling side, maybe through the kitchen also, or it's somewhere in the building that you can still pass through the roof, in case you want to do something. So there are a lot of exits. That depends on you, or how knowledgeable you are to be familiar with all of these things. The same thing is happening here. So Google, aside Google, we can still have other subdomains. We call them subdomain. Look at what it says. It says enumerating. It's enumerating subdomains for Google. It's searching for Baidu. It's searching for Yahoo. It's searching for Google, Bing, Ask.com, Netcraft, DNS Dumpster, VirusTotal, ThreatCloud. All of these, don't worry, they are all other search engine. Now let's see what it displays. Say error. I can't just continue with this because there's something blocking your request. Now, because of how powerful Python is on its own, it was able to find the total unique domains of 97. I mean, 97 is a lot of subdomain which you and I might not know, to be sincere with ourselves, except you are an insider. Now, we are not an insider, but we are now being able to see how many. Look at one. This is one. this is the one everybody knows. This is another one associated to Google. This is another one associated to Google. You can see that every one of them has to do with google.com, google.com, google.com. This one is ads what? For those that do ads. Then answer.com, .google.com. All of these are Google subdomain, which means if you need to get to Google, you might still need to use some of these to get to Google in case you can't get to Google directly. So these are all subdomains that are associated with Google. So this is a very good, or yes, a very beautiful way to search for more subdomains. And what are subdomains? They are after Google, there are subdomains associated to Google. For example, a particular application or a particular school has a website. Fine, let me use my website. I will claim this now and I will tell you all sort of things associated with my school. In this case, let me use sublister, then -d, I will use lasso. Now this lasso, we have lot of departments, different departments. Under this department of mathematics, that's my department, we have other subdomains even in my own department. We are going to see them now. Other department, biology, medicine, all other departments, they all have their own subdomain, but all of them are under lasso.edu.ng. So whatever name they want to claim, they will all be under .lasso.edu.ng. Look at this. Let me start from this last one. Very good. I have zoology. Zoology is a department, and for you to access zoology in Lasso, you can just go through zoology. Once you enter zoology, you can enter lasso.edu.ng. It's raining here seriously. It might disrupt my network very soon, but we will still continue, we will still manage it in one way or the other. So that is that. Zoology.lasso.com. This is another domain. We have webmail. All of these are just subdomain associated with Lasso. This is undergraduate. If you want to see any information about undergraduate, let's assume you want to exploit any vital information about undergraduate. Only undergraduate, not Lasso as a whole. You just need to come here and do some pen testing for them, whether it is vulnerable or not. If it is vulnerable, you have to call their attentions. If it is not vulnerable, yes, you know that it is highly secure. All of these UMC theater, this is another department. There's another one I'm trying to look for. My eye is always, yes, this one, because it's my institution, so I know much about it. This is studentservices.lasso.com. This is where all results for undergraduates are being kept. So if you want to pen test it, whether it is vulnerable or not, you can just pick this. You don't need to stress yourself to say you want to hack the whole of, or you want to pen test the whole of Lasso. Just pick this subdomain and do your pen test. So this is how you can do pen test on a particular domain. But if you are not targeting the whole of the applications, you want a particular department, maybe let's say JAMB as an example. JAMB is a body, but under JAMB we have the registration portal, we have the login portal, then we have the database portal for students, in which we have all their details. Aside that, we have the score, the where they normally kept their record. And for it's not happening again, which is not possible, because we are highly secure here in Nigeria. We are very, very highly secure here in Nigeria. So now this is what happened. They have been secure to an extent that you cannot manipulate any scores. It was before, when they first started, when we were not even into cybersecurity. But now we Nigerians, we are great now. We are great. In fact, we are greater. We are moving. So almost of our company, they are now secure. Before you can hear that any of these organization are hacked, you have to work. So now that is that. This is where we have student services, that is all the services about students. Student affairs is my school, so I know all of this. I know all of this. Sociology, fine, like I have said, sociology, sociology server. Hey, this is server. Look at this is a very good domain, and you know what that means if you are the type. So this is a webmail server. So if you are looking for LASU, in fact, there's another what's it called? Another tool that if you need particular email from LASU, let us assume you have searched for LASU's email online, you couldn't get, just use that email. It will give you their contact, it will give you their emails. You don't need to stress yourself. This is religion, this is screening. If you want to do screening, you want to manipulate. There's this particular film I watched, Three Idiots. So after watching the film, they now start using a particular scene in that film to just make some skit. And once that, they will say, how did you get here? He say, I hacked your system and I invited myself for screening, for interview. Something like this. If LASU want to invite any student for screening, and if you are the type that is very good in hacking, you can just manipulate all of this. That is if you can. You manipulate something here, then you invite yourself for interview or screening, and they will be surprised. When they invited you, then you tell them that you invited yourself and you'll be arrested. But seriously, you won't be arrested, but just that they will compensate you, but you have done it in the wrong way. So it's not advisable to do so. But the point here is this: Sublister is very powerful to an extent that it can give you a whole lot of information that can guide you in your penetration testing. Even if it is CBN you want to, I don't know the site for CBN. Let me try it. Maybe it will give me CBN site. Let's see. Let me check whether it's going to give me. That's cbn.gov.ng. Fine. Let's see. Let me clear this. Then I will say cbn.gov.ng, cbn.gov.ng. Look at what it's going to give us. Yes, it will still tell you that it's searching for it and it's going to give us something. There's no way. Sublister is very powerful to an extent that it's going to give us something beautiful. It's going to give us something beautiful. Just wait. So let's just wait a little bit. Let me see whether what I'm recording is good. Yes, I'm very sure of that. Sublister is very good. I love it. I use it mostly. Look at it was able to give us, let me count, because it's going to give us data. It was able to gather 77 subdomain. So the first one is the main website. We have this ABJ main. I don't know what all of this means, but if you are used to them, you can see and use and see a lot of information. Access gateway, admin dash, admin lab, API. In fact, a lot of them. So with this, that depends on the level, your level. This is to send email to CBN. If you are looking for CBN email, this is what you can do. You can even copy this one and you just do some extra what's it called? It means this site means this is where all emails are being stored. So you can just copy it and still go further to do some other reconnaissance. Based on that alone, we still have another one here. We still have this is sandbox. This sandbox means a lot. This sandbox is a protection mode. We have a lot of them. So that is that about sublista. So I want all of us to still try and follow that what's it called? Let's try to follow that code that is just used. Let me type it here for those just coming. Just a sudo apt install then sublista, then you are good to go. I use apt, sorry, apt, just a sudo apt install sublista. Yes, this second one, just use it. You can copy it or type it to your terminal or to your Kali and run it. Don't use the git clone again. So this one will still work and it won't give you any stress. So that is that for sublista. So by God's grace, before next week Saturday, before next week class, we are going to download another machine. And I'll send that to the platform I'll send the link to the platform. Just download it. I'll give you instruction on how to install it. It's very, very short. Within 3 minutes, the installation should be done. Just 3 minutes. But just make sure you download it and get ready. The installation of this one is very, very short. Maximum of 5 minutes, you are done. But I bet you it will even take you up to 5 minutes. So that is that. So do you have any questions before we end this class? Sublista, like I've said, we have thousands of the tools out there, but we are going to limit ourselves not even up to 20. I'm going to still unleash a lot of tools to us, but so far now we have I think if not 4, we have covered 4, and these 4 I've treated with you guys. It means they are very powerful tools. They are very, very powerful. So don't just joke with them. They are 4, but they are mighty. So the next one we are going to be laying our hands on is one of the most powerful tools also, which is Metasploit itself. So I'll give you the link to download Metasploitable. Then we are going to be using Metasploit to do some pen testing by ourselves. And after that, by God's grace, on Sunday, I will now calmly explain the procedures, the processes on how to successfully pen test a particular application. And I bet you, if you understand that and if you can follow it, explain it to yourself, not even to anyone, explain it, ask yourself some questions and explain it to yourself the very best way you understood it. You can go out there and look for internship, then you start from there to build yourself more. Because what they normally ask people is this: are you a cybersecurity? You say yes. For those that normally do cybersecurity, but cybersecurity is not, they won't even touch Kali. They don't always touch Kali at all. Cybersecurity is full of reading. You read notes. But I get to know that from experience, after reading a lot of notes, when you get to interview stage, they will now be asking you the practical aspect, which they didn't teach. So from there, they will now ask you to go back and go and learn the practical aspect, which is the hacking type. But they don't normally combine it together. But that is what I've figured out now, that instead of wasting people's time to learn the theory aspect, then still ask them to come back to go and still learn the practical aspect, I've given you the little about the theory. You can read more about them, but the practical is what they are after. Every organizations are after the practicals. So with these little practicals you are doing, I bet with you, they will rush you. I bet with you. Just that after this, you just need to do some professional training. But if you wish to do that, you can still talk at the end of this program. Then it won't take you 3 weeks. You can beat your chest and do some beautiful things, touch up your LinkedIn, and I will guide you on that. Don't worry, I will just guide you on that. Then you just fly out there, explore the world. So that is that. So if you have any questions, please ask before I log out. But if there is no questions, just try to, after logging out, if you still have enough network and enough battery on your system, just try to do some testing, try to manipulate. You have a lot of domains, you are not hacking them, you are testing, you are just scanning them. So no penalty in this. The only thing that can cause penalty is, as from next week, the kind of tool we'll be using. If you use it anyhow, they can come and arrest you. So I will tell you how to use it and where not to use it. So that is that. But for now, any website or any applications, just scan them. No penalty for it. So that is why I can also use it openly like this. I'll still post it online, so there's no penalty in this. That is the major reason why. But as from next week, I dare not try using my school. I dare not try using CBN as I have used it today. I dare not try to use any real application to do the kind of tools I'll be using as from next week. So that is just the point. But we have a tool that we can use to do our malicious, our dirty work, to do the dirty work. So that is that. If you have any question, you can drop it or you ask. It's raining here seriously. If you can even hear the sound of the rain. So if there's any question, signify. If there is no question, let me quickly end the class then. I can leave you to go and do more practice on your own. So I want to assume there's no question. So thank you guys. We'll meet again during the week. I will drop some link for you guys on the platform and I'll give some instruction. Then we will prepare against next week, Thursday, Saturday and Sunday. So thank you. Good night.